Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Thank y'all for stopping by the live stream again. I really appreciate it. We're stranded here in Cebu, which is better than being stranded in Toledo City because of the weather, man. The waves are so high in Toledo, there's no ferry to take us home to San Carlos City. So we said we'd spend the night here. Hopefully will get better, but it hasn't gotten better. I've run out of clothes, so Marilyn took the only clean shirt I had to the laundry. She thought it was dirty and put it in with the laundry, so I've got this on. So, just bear with me, guys. Hopefully she'll be back uh, shortly with me a shirt. But the peso is 55.12. It's inching back up, which is great because yesterday it closed at 54.87, and that was the strongest the peso was in 6 months. And it's funny how he brings this up because that was the first thing on the agenda. He says, Mr. Poggi, German vlogger, arrested for being with an underage Filipino girl. Good riddance to him. Before I even address this, let me give a shout out and say thank you to the NTZ crew, Jacob Tanjay and Michael Beach Your Life, man. Y'all don't realize how much y'all help me with these live streams, man, to keep these trolls at bay and everything. Also, anybody that's going to be joining me on replay, any new viewers and subscribers, and of course, my old heads, here's 53 shades darker on here. What's up, brother? Orchid King, Jim Crane. Yeah, man, my old heads. Thank y'all so much. But yeah, let's talk about this real quick because a lot of people sent that to me. I hadn't heard about it, but now, of course, it's viral over here in the Philippines. A German vlogger called Mr. Poggi. He one of his things is he goes around and he helps these street girls. Well, according to the story, he offered to pay the girl 1,000 pesos. To make a long story short, and you can easily go online or Facebook or something. It's got 10 million views on Facebook. It's going crazy over here, but the girl ended up being 17, and he's in a world of trouble. So one guy says, Calvin, if he'd have just listened to you, he'd have been okay. Listen, guys, I'm not a genius, okay, but I did do that video, Dating in the Philippines, 4 Hidden Risks. And one of the risks I spoke about was underage girls who will lie about how old they are. It's a legitimate risk, guys, but they put the onus on you. You have to make sure. You can't go by the word. She's got to have ID, some type of birth certificate, man. This guy's probably going to get in trouble, man, in big trouble for what he did. Not only that, but he put it on video, man. It's like they feel disrespected. So, let's hope for the best for him because all of his videos aren't that way. He's got a bunch of different stuff, but he made a big mistake. And so everybody, because I always get pushback when I talk about that, they say, oh, Calvin, the age of consent is 12, 16. Well, look, guys, it's not. Not for you anyway. And even if it is, because they moved it to 16, there's a law that he's being charged with. It's Republic Act 7610. It protects children under 18, man. You can't have any type of contact with children at all over here, man. They're going to come down on you, and they're going to come down on you hard. So if you want to keep holding on to that, oh, it's 12, oh, it's 16 stuff, then go ahead. But you can't say I didn't tell you. There's not a whole lot of difference between 18 and 17, except the 18-year-old is legal. Now, it may look cringy, but it's legal. So, yeah, this guy's in a bunch of trouble. And see, here's another problem I've got with this. The trolls that give me so much problem. I mean, they stalk me. They give false allegations. This guy's actually going to be charged with exploiting Filipino women and human trafficking. They're saying he's promoting prostitution. Okay. They give him a pass. I never heard of this guy before. But these guys who troll me and they just try to make my life miserable, if you don't think it's racist, it is. Here's a guy who they could have legitimately made all sorts of content about, really turned him in to the authorities, but they didn't. The Filipino authorities, if you're doing something over here wrong, guys, they have the capacity to find out. They don't need the help of these trolls. Okay, these expat police is what I call them. Losers is what I call them. They don't need the help. See, if you're a troll, watch, because they watch all my live streams. They trying to, hope I slip up and say something. I'm gonna say this and I'll leave you trolls alone. Not only are you watching my videos, but you've put the people up on my videos. But even before that, one of the most powerful men in the Philippines is a subscriber of mine. If he thought for 1 second I was doing something wrong, he could squish me like a bug. He's got a whole lot more power than you. Also, he's boots on the ground in the Philippines, while you guys are 8,000 miles away. Now, to you guys who want to believe these trolls, it's because you want to believe them. They have no authority. They have no credibility. So that's your stuff, man. But yeah, this guy's in big trouble. And, but they gave him a pass. I guess they're saying it's okay to come over here, and they call it poverty porn. That's what the authorities over here call it. He's in big trouble, man. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? Hey, Leroy Day says, hey, hello, Sir Calvin and Queen Marilyn. I'm rethinking about visiting the Philippines because of the new Omicron variants coming from the tourists. Please tell me what your thoughts on this. Well, it's not bad enough to put your trip on hold. It's the same thing, really, as long as you take care of yourself. And, social distancing, wear your mask, and, wash your hands and all the other stuff that you're doing, you're going to be fine. I don't think you're going to have a problem with any of that. What's up, Black? But yeah, so be careful when you come over here. The onus is going to be put on you to make sure, they're going to say you should have known the woman was 17 or whatever it was. It's so many single women over here of legal age that you don't even have to go that route. I'm in Horizons 101 now, and I'm here to tell you now, the stuff is cringy that you see here, but at least the women are, I guess they're legal, because even if you're with an 18-year-old, at least it's legal. But y'all seen some cringy stuff here, man. But, I'm not putting it back down, man. If they're legal, hell, they're legal. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter? W. Carter says, new to the channel, love the content. Thank you, brother. And of course, I got to push back about the video I made yesterday. Look, man, that's my story. You can be in denial all you want. Some guy says, oh, America is not like that. He says, if you don't live in a black enclave, you're going to be okay. Really? You said that? The comments under that video, guys, he doesn't understand. 4 college students killed in their own beds in Idaho. They were white, by the way. There was no black enclave. Sandy Hook, Columbine. It can go on and on, guys. It's all America is infected. And if you're in denial, it's because you're over there stewing in it. I'm not bashing America. I don't owe America nothing. America owes me. I paid my dues. I've earned my way over there. All that rhetoric and stuff you guys are, as a citizen, I can demand better. I can demand better of my country. And that's simply what I'm doing. Hey, Filipino Raquel TV says, hello, host. Share it on my community and thumbs up. Thank you so much. Yeah, Filipino people, they're going to get this guy, and they're going to get anybody like that who comes over here with that foolishness, man. All views aren't good views. Okay, for any of you vloggers out there, all views aren't good views. He's got a lot of them now, but he's in a lot of trouble. He said, Calvin looking like you about to get a massage. No, Maryland, we're stranded over here. We only bought a certain amount of clothes. I was lucky I bought an extra pair of underwear. I bought an extra shirt and an extra shorts because we work out. But Maryland, by mistake, took the clean shirt, put it in with the dirty clothes, and took it to the laundry. So I'm over here in a damn towel until I can get a shirt. What's up, Coach Cheese? He said, Calvin, you're the best vlogger. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. I mean, I really do. Yeah, Edward Giselle says the violence is everywhere. Get out of the United States. Do you know how many of my friends of high school have committed suicide? The 6-year-old boy, I didn't even put that on the video, man. I could have put that on there. Look, guys, that stuff doesn't happen over here. So anybody that keeps wanting to push back on me, oh, look how bad it is over the building. It's not as bad as it is over here as it is over there. Not on the scale that it is. And remember, if you listen to my video, instead of just waiting for something to argue about, you'll see that most foreigners were shielded from the hardcore crime over here. We're shielded. We're not in the middle of it like we are over there. But it's news over here because it happens so infrequently. Over there, every time you pick up the damn newspaper, it's something stupid. I could turn it on Yahoo right now and have just a whole list of stuff, man. Come on, guys. If y'all want to be in denial, go ahead, but don't say that I'm exaggerating and all of that. Randy Cigar says, what's the best way to find a long-term stay in the Philippines? The best way really is boots on the ground, because when you go online, guys, here's what's going to happen. A lot of those ads are being put up by the real estate agents, and they get a commission. So that's going to bump your rent up a little bit because they're going to get paid off of that. So what I would do is come over here, I'll give me an Airbnb, try to work out at least a 30-day Airbnb or something like that. And while I'm boots on the ground, your girlfriend, they're going to know where you can rent an apartment. Trust me. If you're in any of this expat alley, there's plenty of places that you can rent. But that's the best way to do it. And it's like you took something out of, you've been reading my mind, because today, later on, once I get checked in, we're moving from this. We're in Horizons 101. This is a really nice place. It's $28 per night, but it's going up to $49 starting tomorrow because of the Sunulu. But either way it goes, it's fully booked. So we have to get out at 12, but I've already got a place. It's only $16 and it's brand new. So I'm going to review this place and I'm going to review that place. And I'm going to keep on doing that for people who are coming over here to give them some options. But that's a good question, yeah. Hey, Aquaman Love. MZG said, Calvin, the girl I was talking to in Thailand was going good till she told me she still likes her ex, but likes me too. You ever had a situation similar in Asia? I wouldn't know. I'm pretty sure I have, but I wouldn't know because they don't tell you. That they're not that blunt. She did you a favor, believe it or not, by telling you. She could have. There's no way you would have found out, brother. The ghost of Pennsylvania said Calvin lost his clothes, now forced to dress like Jesus. The black Jesus, I guess. But yeah, we were only supposed to be here for 2 nights. But I bought 4 sets of clothes because I knew we were going to work out, right? No. He said, what's the opposite of troll? Someone who, no. If you don't like something or you are serious, just keep scrolling. You don't have to bash people. That's all I'm saying. Majority of my viewers, they never comment. Majority of my subscribers, majority of my followers, I'm talking about my diehard followers, they never even comment. So no, it's not stroking somebody's ego. it's certainly not uh, filing false allegations, man. Come on, watch this. You Are Serious guy, because you just watch him and see his because and the troublemakers, see, looking like someone's ego. Anyway, that has nothing to do with that. What's going on, Tita Cha? I'm just saying that they pick and choose these guys. You don't know the level of hate that I deal with, okay, on a daily basis. They're no longer trolls, they're stalkers. I can show you emails now. This expats forum group, they're really on my case, man, but they can't break me, man. They don't realize where I came from. It's going to take more than a bunch of cowards sitting behind a computer desk. Let the Filipino people be the judge. They don't need your help. Trumping up charges, come on, man. Yeah, Raymond Walker, he said, don't forget about the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. It's all over, man. I'm not even going to argue with people about that. They know good and damn well how violent it is over there, how toxic it is. Even if you're not dealing with violence, even if this passport bro and modern women argument and everything Kevin Samuels and them are saying is true, then just look at that of itself. If you don't think that's toxic, men and women can't even get along. NM Quinn, thanks for that super chat. Can you make a video? What's best bank to use? Why don't you have to make a video, Quinn? The Philippines has a bunch of reputable banks. I'm with PNB, Philippine National Bank. There's BPI, Bank of the Philippine Islands, Metro Bank, China Bank, BDO, Security Bank. So many banks. You're going to have a problem finding a bank over here. Now, these little out-of-the-way banks is the ones that I would kind of be, well, I forgot Land Bank, but I don't know if you can even be a member of Land Bank. I think that's for the people, but, your girlfriend can. Yeah, Vince, this makes a lot of sense. He said, that was my problem with San Carlos. It's a beautiful city and the people are wonderful, but traveling is very iffy. Well, that's if you want to leave the island. See, if you don't want to leave the island, you're not going to have any problems. But remember, Negros and Island and Cebu Island are different. So we need that ferry. And so we're stuck over here. We do have another option. Actually two options. We can go to Toledo and then catch a van or something north of Toledo and cross over with another ferry. But if that ferry's running, remember, the waves are always so bad in Toledo for some reason. I don't understand it. Or we can catch a fast cat to Dumaguete, then catch the bus from Dumaguete to St. Carlos City, which is probably what we're going to have to do. Now, that's going to be a long trip because it's going to be about 4 hours from here to Dumaguete in a fast cat, ocean jet, I mean. So you'll go to Tagbilaran first, probably sit there for an hour, then load another boat going from Tagbilaran to Dumaguete, and then catch the bus. That's another 5 hours there. What's up, Andre? Filipino Raquel TV says, in her opinion, the best bank here is a BPI bank in the Philippines. Now, here's what you have to understand about living in the Philippines. All right. One of my subscribers, I can't think of her, Vixen's Vlog. Her and her husband, Leslie, they're great people. They live in California. They sent me some flasks, like thermoses that hold hot and cold water. I mean, really nice ones, right? But there's something over here now called Aqua Flask. It's the brand, right? It's the status that everybody wants. So we had to buy one for Marilyn's daughter just because it's like a status thing. It's the same thing with BPI. But what you're going to run into with BPI is when you go there, it's crowded. It's always crowded because it's a status thing over here. I use PNB. I'm glad I do. Any bank I go into, except for the one in Dumaguete, there's several in Dumaguete, but I went to one time. I think it was either on a Friday or a Monday, something I shouldn't have done, but I ain't have no choice. It was a line outside, so I went to the one over by Robinson Bank. Robinson Mall. There's nobody in there, but she says BPI, and BPI is a great bank. 53 Shades Darker said, "You're right, Cal. Las Vegas is full of crime. Every day there's more murders than you would imagine. It's off the hook." You know that. You're not in denial. But for anybody to say, "Oh, it's not that bad in America," it is, man. It is. It's a whole lot worse than it is over here when it comes to that crime and stuff like that, man. It's big news over here when something like that happens because it happens so infrequently. It's happened so much over there that we've become immune to the crime. I live in a little city. It used to be called the Derby City. Now it's Murder City. Derby Town to Murder Town, man. It's crazy over there. I don't know who's behind it. I don't know what's behind it, but it's real. I'm not making that up. Don't think for 1 minute that I wouldn't much rather be living in my home country. But I've come to the conclusion that I can't live the lifestyle that I want to live over there. And people say, "Oh, if you get a good job." No. If you save your money, they want you to save 10% of nothing. The cost of living is just crazy over there. You're working to live over there. We've got other options, man. And if you want to stay blinded like that, and you want to stay, if you think living in America and staying there makes you more loyal than me, then you're wrong. But I can't tell you how to think. I would much rather live there if I could afford to live there. And I mean, really afford to live there. I'm 59, man. I'm getting to the point now, I've earned my Social Security. They owe that to me. That's not something I'm begging for. I couldn't live off of that over there, though. So what I'm supposed to do, keep working? Stay on that damn hamster wheel and then end up dying? There's another way. There's other options. And that's why I do my videos, man, to tell you there's other options. If you want to stay over there, yeah, if I were rich, filthy rich, I would stay over there, but it's still not going to shield me from the violence. Sam Safari says, "America owes me too. Worked hard all my life. My family is still working hard over there. Americans deserve affordable housing, medical services, safe environment to work and play in." Yeah, but we can't even agree on that, Sam. If y'all don't think it's crazy over there, the politicians that we put in office, man, they're fighting like a bunch of kids, man. I mean, I don't even watch it anymore. Yeah, Ty Johnson says, "Yeah, just don't rent in a flood zone." And that's why you need to be over here, Ty, to find out what's a flood zone. And, I want to send out, I just want you people, the praying people that's watching, man. Pray for Mindanao, man. It's really bad again. I'm so thankful my son escaped. He's in America. He escaped from the floods here. Lord knows what, as a child, he's probably going to be shielded from a bunch of that stuff, but it's flooding down here, man. It's flooding bad. Where he was living, they had to evacuate again. They're in a hotel. They can't return for 5 days. Hey, Mike, thanks for that super chat. He says, "Hey, Cal, very profound video you released yesterday. I got to come and meet you and the rest of the community. When's the next meetup I'm going to come?" We're looking at February. I think me and Merlin said, I think it's February the 23rd. Let me make sure. But yeah, and I'm more proud of this community that's growing up around me than anything. Look, if you're a vlogger over here, all views aren't good views, man. This guy, he has 40-something thousand subscribers. And to his credit, all of them wasn't about this cringy stuff he did the other day, to his credit. But all you got to do is make one big mistake like that, man. They're gonna, the mayor of that city where he was is already going to make him persona non grata. He's never welcome back there. So they're probably going to do that with the whole country, man. It's not worth it, guys. I'm not that type of person anyway. I would never make a video like that. I'm not putting him down. I'm not judging him, but man, what a big mistake he made to think he was going to get away with that. And see, now the girl's changing her story. See, they're going to believe her. They're not going to believe him. Geechee Lion says, I will be exercising my options, getting affairs in order and the money right. Yeah, but there's more options, The Earth's 197 million square miles, about 58 million square miles of land. There's no rule that says you have to live your entirety in the place where you were born. As a matter of fact, if that's the case, America would be 3/4 empty. Hey, Mama Lena Vlog says, I'm visiting this year. America's on my travel list. Yeah, America, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of nice places, but it's toxic for me in my situation right now. I would love to live over there. Mainly, my dream at one time was to buy one of those log cabins up in the mountains in Gatlinburg. I fell in love with that place. Yeah, let the innocent be. You're right. And even though the young lady said she was 19 on the film, it was his responsibility to find out if she was 19 for real. Okay, and then if you want to make vlogs like that, then you're putting your own freedom and all of that into jeopardy. Because the Filipino authorities, it's not like they're sitting around with their hands, sitting on their hands, man. People are capable of solving their own problems. They don't need the expat police. If you're doing something wrong over here, they're going to find out, man. They're going to get you. It was some Americans up in Luzon, man. They were making millions off these investment scams, man. But this dude from, I want to say he was from Australia, I'm pretty sure. And it's a documentary on YouTube, a good one about his story, man. They messed with the wrong guy. I think they end up taking like 2 or 3 million from him. I'm talking about US dollars. And he was like, the hell with this. He bought them down. He did. His persistency bought them down. And eventually, Filipino people arrested them. These guys had, they were living high. Fancy cars, luxury houses, the whole 9 yards. But it wasn't these expat police, they wasn't caring about that. All they want to do is pick and choose people who are innocent, targets like me. Well, go ahead. I don't care. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Hey, Jerry Casper says, hello, Sunshine. If you come to the Sunulu, let's meet up. I would like to meet you in person. I'm staying in one oasis on the grounds. I can text you my contact. We're here for 2 months. Well, I tell you what, if you want to hook up today, we can go to lunch or something like that, because hopefully I'm out of here by the Sunulu. It wasn't my plan, but maybe it was God's plan. The universe's plan, because I don't know if that's ever going to let up by Sunday. But yeah, thanks for the invitation. Retard 29, Retard 2019 says, America's a good country and it has its problems, but in my opinion, not toxic. America's expensive, and that's my concern. I retired at 57 and doing okay. Yeah. Well, remember, guys, that's my story. And I respect your story, but that's my story. America's toxic to me. Okay. And it's been toxic for a long time for me. I've just been able to overcome those obstacles. Everybody can't do it. My daughter's boyfriend wasn't able to do it. He got caught up in that and he was dead. The numbers don't lie, man. It's violent over there. So you're saying it's not violent? Look, turn on the TV right now where you are. It's not fear mongering, man. It's just true. I mean, if it hasn't hit your family, eventually it will. It was years before it hit my family. My brother was in a nightclub, minding his own business, and was gunned down, man. He was drunk and having a good time, but hell, 26 years old, man. I mean, when it finally hits your family, you're going to have a different outlook. I was minding my own business in my own house, and the damn SWAT team burst in my house, retired 2019, looking for drugs that was not in there, brother. Never apologize. Terrorize my family. Never apologize for that. Because some detective in a damn hurry to bust the bad guys wrote down the wrong address on the warrant. These were bad guys too, because the SWAT team doesn't just come for anybody. So to tell me that America's not toxic, retired 2019, you're barking up the wrong tree, man. It is for me. It's so many innocent victims. Look at those first graders in Sandy Hook that were gunned down. Over 20 first graders for nothing. Come on, man. You guys y'all stewing in it over there. You get out of there and come on my side and looking in, and you may change your mind. Is there good stuff going on? Absolutely. A lot of good things going on over there, but it is toxic for me. All these mass shootings, I don't know, if it hasn't hit your family, it will. That's how bad it is. Eventually, it will. And then once my brother died, it seemed like it was just a roller coaster down after that. Had a nephew killed. And when that kind of stuff affects your family, then you have a different mindset. I don't care who's doing the killing. But we don't have to argue about that, whether it's toxic or not. We can still be friends. I'm glad you've had a great life. But hell, look at the guy the professor from, was it Harvard or Yale, the black guy who always does these documentaries on your DNA and all that. What's his name? Hell, in Connecticut, he's locked out of his own damn house. Here come the police and gonna lock him up, thinking he's breaking in his own damn house. Man, come on, guys. Y'all, you can be in denial all you want, man. 4 young college students, bright students, the future of America, the present of America, killed in their own damn home, in their own bed, by the way, and they wasn't in a black neighborhood. Yeah. But, hey, I'm seeing the world through my eyes, and you're seeing it through yours. So, yeah, you think you're being shielded from it, and then you go to Walmart and they blow your damn brains out. Some deranged individual comes in and blows your brains out. It's happened so many times, guys. What else do you call that if you don't call it toxic? Maybe it's another word for it, retired 2019, that you can tell me. Violent and toxic is the same damn thing to me. It happened in Louisville, Kentucky. A lady, man, she was a school administrator. It was a guy comes in there and just starts shooting up Kroger's. Kills 2 people. Look it up in Louisville, Kentucky in 2020 or 2021. It's 2020, I think. I don't know what you call that. You're minding your own business, and then all of a sudden some guy comes in with a gun. Well, I'm not saying, okay, America is America. Okay, I wrote it down. Columbine was in Colorado, right? Then Idaho, then Kentucky, where I'm from, Sandy Hook, Chicago, Illinois, Miami, Florida. Well, I mean, you want me to keep going? LA, New York, man. Come on, guys. You're in denial. America is America. You can't just say, you can't take a piece of it and say, well, this isn't part of America. Even the sweetest part of America is still in America, and it's not exempt. Okay? It's America. If you live on American soil, then it's America. So I'm sorry, guys. Hey, getting fit Thanks for the super chat. So get your money in the West, then go get your life, soul, and girl in the East. America has abundance and material and poverty of soul. Southeast Asia is reversed. Yeah, but let's talk about the history of that. Let's talk about how America got that done. While we're only 4% of the population, even how the country was founded on violence and people being toxic. And we're 4%, 4% of the population, the Earth's population, and we control 25 to 40% of the world's resources. But that's getting lower, lower, and lower. You know, let's talk about why that is, okay? And let's talk about why we continue to build up that military, even though we're not at war with anybody. That's being toxic, man. Okay? We're so hypocritical. I was reading an article yesterday. Time magazine had Hitler as the man of the year in 1938. How much hypocrisy is that? No, the whole country, America is a country, okay? You do the same thing about the Philippines. That's why I try to tell you guys, everything you hear about the Philippines is not the whole Philippines, but you're not buying it. You think the Philippines is Manila. So, you know, now the shoe's on the other foot, okay? That's all I'm saying. We're not going to argue about that. It was toxic for me, and that's why I left. I would much rather live in America where I've given my heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears, than live outside the country. But it's impossible for me to do. Who I am, I'm very, very susceptible to violence and everything else that's going on over there, not just violence. Randy Cigar says, Cal, you're right. I'm out here in Florida, and I'm tired of carrying my gun everywhere. It's time to get the F out of here before it's too late. And some people are shielded, like I'm shielded from violence over here in a way. They're shielded over there. He says they don't want to go there, Cal. Yeah, but you can go somewhere. You don't have to go anywhere. That's not what I'm saying. It was the choice I made, spaces and places out there. That was my story yesterday. It wasn't anybody else's story. I don't understand what y'all were saying. Yeah, he says, remember the Las Vegas mass shooter killed 60 people and injured 700. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, crime clips. We conveniently forget about that. If that's not being toxic, what is it if you're not growing up in a toxic environment? But then we'll say, oh, no, it's just one guy. Well, no, the guy down in Florida, Orlando, Florida, goes in the gay club and kills 42 people. But we want to say, oh, it's not toxic. It's all over America. There's not one part of America that's not affected by this stuff, man. And if it's not murder and if not mayhem, it's something else. It's corruption. It's all kind of stuff, man. But I was just telling my story. See, this is the thing about it. We've become so immune to it, and the news cycle controls us over there. Remember they were talking about the guy who got hurt in the football game? Huh? Now you don't forget all about him. They done paid his salary for his whole career, because I doubt if he'll play football again. They raised all this money for his GoFundMe, for his foundation for kids and everything. And now it's on to the next news cycle. And that's what happens. And we forget about that. We move on. People aren't as upset about George Floyd. Oh, thank you, honey. Let me put my shirt on, guys. She came back with it. As they were before. Why? The same thing happened. Nothing healed. Nothing changed. Hold on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. Yep, I needed this. Oh, this is perfect, too. Where'd you get this shirt?
I've been in the billion just walking down there.
Wow. It's even big enough for me. Look at that.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it's even big enough. She got me a good Sunulu shirt. Yeah, you know, so if you want to be in denial, it's because you're over there. I just got a different view now. Not only was I living there, but now I'm on the outside. So I got two perspectives. Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, he said, why do you think cops got to wear body cams? Not only that, but hell, our police, okay, I'm going to tell you what the difference is, if you want to know. Our police has been militarized over there. They're not militarized here. Yeah, yeah, that's right. First Amendment education. He said, people want to live in America because they're broke. Doesn't make the U.S. any less toxic. Yeah, that's right. Why do you think everybody's trying to? I had an argument with my nephew for this. He's like, oh, yeah, America's the greatest country in the world. Why do you think everybody's coming here? I said, because we're starving the world. The rest of the world has nothing. I'd be trying to come to America too. Hell, but look at the Mexicans sending all that money out of America. Filipinos sending all that money out of America. They're not investing in America. They're coming over there to take care of their families. And I'm not picking on them too. I'm telling you facts. If you want to think America is just land of milk and honey and it's, heaven and all of that, no one's exempt over there, guys. But we're in denial. We're in denial. But hey, that's neither here nor there. And you got people who are so miserable over there that they try to spread that fire over here. The people who stalk me, they don't live in the Philippines. They're miserable over there. If that's not being toxic, I don't know what it is. But they give this guy, this Mr. Poggy German, they give him a pass. Oh, it's okay to come over here and really exploit Filipino women and minors, by the way. Don't try to do nothing good, though, because then you're taking advantage of I don't know what these guys are saying over there. That's right. They build up the military to protect the dollar. Yeah, yeah. No place is perfect. But don't give me that stuff that America's this good place, man. It's not. It's not all good. Yeah, yeah. He said America's so great, stay there and stop watching overseas videos, right? The point that I can't live in my own country because I can't afford it, and I refuse to go on welfare and all of that stuff, even though I paid into that system my whole entire life, doesn't make me unpatriotic. I'm looking around. I'm a human being. The earth belongs to everybody. It doesn't say anywhere where I have to live my whole entire life in America and live by that rhetoric, because a lot of it's rhetoric, man. You can't eat rhetoric. It's not going to put food on your table. It's not going to pay your rent at the end of the day. I'm not going to be up there, man. As an insurance agent, I watched it day in and day out. Some of the greatest Americans from that great generation and how they're forced to live now. They did everything America asked them to do, and now they're being warehoused in these damn senior homes. Come on, man. I'm on the front line. I was on the front line for years. I know what I'm talking about. If you want to be in denial, okay. Yeah. Raman King says, I'm leaving America on the 14th, just a few more days, going to Thailand for a couple of months. My final destination, the Philippines. I don't even say you have to live outside of America, but at least get out so you can see something else. Our view has been clouded because that's all we see. They don't even encourage travel over there. Yeah, go to Florida, they say. Yeah, go to New York City, go to LA and all those places. They don't tell you to go outside of America. Of all the industrialized countries, we're last in people who have passports. Less than 5% of us travel overseas. Look that up. That's a fact. So that's why we have this glorified view of America, because you've never been anywhere else. You haven't been within 6 blocks of where you live. You're taking them old crazy ass vacations to the same places. Sammy Davis says, I found it so hard in my 60s to avoid cops and crooks that I threw in the towel and moved here. We deserve to live out our lives in peace. America doesn't guarantee that anymore. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. It's not just me, guys. If it was just me, then you could jump on me and push back. Not only did I have pushback, but I had so many people who could relate to what I'm saying. I'm not making this stuff up, man. I would rather be living in America as comfortably as I am over here. I can't afford to build a house over there. I don't want that 30-year death sentence of a mortgage. All right. I don't want to work till I'm 75 years old. My sister's 72 years old. She'll be 73 this year. She's still working. Yeah, she retired, but she couldn't afford to pay her mortgage. So now she has to go back to work. Come on, guys. Okay. Let's talk about it. Doesn't make me unpatriotic, but this is a real life channel. I'm not living outside of America because I hate it. I'm living outside of America to survive. Okay. He says, I can't wait to get out of this crazy place. Yeah, I love America too. This is the country I was born, retired 19, but I'm not going to look the other way. I took my blinders off, man. And to demand better for my country doesn't make me unpatriotic. They want you to save 10% of nothing, man. I'm sorry, I can't do it. You know, I wasn't going to work twice as hard to maintain my lifestyle the older I get. $1 million is nothing in America right now. $1 million is the $100,000 that it used to be 20 years ago. You know, when people say, oh man, if I have 100,000, I'm set. You know, a six-figure income, man, over in America, when you got a family, man, you barely making it. That's crazy. Now, you know, if you want to be in denial about that, a lot of you guys are single and you don't have children. Are you empty nesters? And now you're finally able to breathe a sigh of relief at 65. Hell, your life is over. What's am I missing something? To hell with that, man. It's crazy. I found a better way to live. There's other options out here. If you want to knock me for that, hey, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead. But hell, I'm not gonna work my fingers to the bone. These damn corporations don't give a damn about you. The minute you die, they're gonna post your job next to your obituary. That's being toxic, man. People don't care. I don't consider him really a good friend, but hell, he just committed suicide. He was 60 years old. The stress it got to him, something happened to this man. He was a white man. Okay, and I'm just using that to say nobody is exempt. He's an Anglo-Saxon male with a great job, married to a Filipino RN who's like at the top of her game, probably earns about 200,000, probably got another 200,000 in the bank. House paid for, cars paid for, and he kills himself. That is toxic. Any way you want to look at it, man. Yeah, NMNN Quinn, thanks for that super chat. And tell me how to pronounce this. You're forced to work 9 to 5 to make a living in America. And it's always the people who make it out, the very few people who make it out, that then they use to turn around and spew all this stuff on you, all this propaganda on you, that, oh, if you just work hard, if you just stay out of trouble, if you go to college, if you do this and do that, and guess what? Here's what the facts is. You're still going to struggle over there. So we need to change the system, okay? I'm sorry. All that rhetoric don't mean anything anymore. Yeah, that's right. But America owes us nothing, retard 2019. We're American citizens. To demand better from our country doesn't mean anything. And remember, I'm not complaining. I got the hell out of there. Okay? And America didn't give me nothing. Am I thankful that I was born there? Yeah. See? Because I had no control of that at all. The universal spin wheel stopped and let me off in Lexington, Kentucky to the a child of George Hartzell Roach and Nancy Curl Roach. I had nothing to do with that. I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps. I'm not a self-made man because I got plenty of clients. I got plenty of people who help me. But America, I don't owe America a damn thing. America owes me security, a decent wage. Okay. Some of you guys over there, check your retirement plan. It's a 401k plan. So let's talk real facts over here. You want to live in America, stay over there. I'm not forcing you to move anywhere, but don't complain about it if you're going to sit in there and stew in it. And certainly don't be in delusion that it's not toxic over there, because it is. Turn on your news over there right now, and you're going to see what's going on over there. They ain't going to say it's not toxic. Well, what's the definition of toxic? Hey, Avery Beckton, he says, thanks for the super chat. He says, Calvin, sorry I missed you last month, back in the USA now, but we'll return to Asia. Love your channel. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. And like I said yesterday on my video, people are giving me my flowers where I live. See, a lot of us, me one of them, when I was in America, wasn't nobody giving me nothing but hell. That's all I had was hell over there. So when I make a decision to move and do something different and improve my life, I'm in control of my life, not the government and this and that. Now people are giving me my flowers, man. I'm like, it's an amazing, amazing experience. And people, if you've never experienced it before, when you do, man, you will never forget it. You don't want nothing else, you know. So you think I want to give all this up and go back over there where people don't give a damn about me? They're just looking at the color of my skin. They don't give a damn about my character, man. They don't care nothing about that. My pension, if I live long enough, the last report I got, I'm going to get about $1,700 per month. Now, what am I supposed to do? But then the people are going to turn around and they're going to blame me. They're going to say, oh, you didn't save enough. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Those people who did everything that the system tells them to do, and they're struggling over there because that mortgage still has to be paid. When you take that $1 million out of that 401k, if it's still there, by the way, if it's still there, you're going to get taxed to holy hell. Look at that. What was it? Enron over there, man, worked for 40 years, invested all this damn money. And then he thought he had $1 million in there. By the time it was all over, said and done, he had $1,000 in there, and he had to go back to work. Okay, what about all this Bitcoin stuff? Everything we are shouting from the rooftops over there is imploding on the innocent fellow, citizens. That's toxic, man. So y'all can be in denial all you want. I'm not complaining. I'm talking facts. This is a conversation. See, at least I got out of there. See, complaining would be, I'm over there, because I got kids over there too that I worry about. But I've set an example for them. I'm saying you don't have to be over there. You don't think every night I go to bed thinking, is this going to be the night that some deranged nut goes into school and shoots one of my grandkids? Man, you guys are crazy, man. I think for myself. I got out of line a long time ago, and that's why a lot of you guys can't deal with me, because I'm not a sheep anymore. Like a lot of you are sheep over there. You just fall in line. You can't think for yourself, or you never learn to think for yourself. I woke up from all that stuff. There is no Santa Claus over there, okay? I woke up from all that stuff over there. There is no white man with a beard look in the clouds looking down on me, and everything I do, he's marking in some type of book. I woke up from all that stuff over there, man. Don't blame me for it, because you over there still believe in it. That's why you're struggling. So, I think for myself, guys. And, whether you agree with me or not, I'm going to still think the way that I do. It hurt my heart to have to leave everything behind. Thanks, Daryl Reynolds, I'm sorry for that super chat, brother. I'm sorry. And have to leave everything behind. But I didn't have a choice. I didn't. I can only speak for myself. I didn't have a damn choice. And it's a lot of people over there that don't have a choice. Most of the people over there, and he said, don't get really sick. You know, Roland Martin, is that his name? He filed bankruptcy before. Did y'all know that? But guess what it was for? It was a medical bankruptcy. He had gotten sick. You know, but yeah, we just having a conversation. Yeah, I accept responsibility for my situation. And that's why I got the hell up out of there. And I'm going to have to deal with whatever consequences that comes after that. But at least I'm thinking for myself. See, my mother, and I had this discussion with Mark Mack. I said, see, my mother always told me, and she was doing the best she can, looking out for my best interest, get a job, go to school, and stay out of trouble. And she thought that that was going to be all it took for me. But the world is changing. It changed on my mother. It's changing on me. It's changing on all of us. That formula doesn't work anymore. Black Diamond says some people just live in life phony. It's easier to do nothing living in denial. Absolutely. Yeah, like everything's okay. Knowing that they're not happy with where their life is at this point. And if, I'm saying, okay, if you're not, then do something about it. That's normal. It's very few people who are happy with their life at whatever point you are. But over there, if you say something, guys like switch metal gonna come around. Well, what are you complaining about? The store shelves are full of stuff. And they're blah blah this and blah blah that. They're paying you $19 an hour. Well, hell, it's not even a living wage in America. Let me give you some facts. Living wage in America was calculated to be by some of the best actuaries rather, in the world to be $24 if you've got a family of four. You have to earn at least $24 per hour, by the way, for it to be the living wage. And most of the people watching this, you're not earning $24 an hour, and that's why you're struggling. That's why stuff's not adding up, man. Mathematics doesn't lie. Science doesn't lie. A lot of that rhetoric, though, you can throw that stuff out the window. A lot of that propaganda and stuff that we getting poured into our heads every damn day, that everything's okay. Everything's not okay, man. This Bitcoin, this stuff is getting ready to crash the system over there. While y'all sitting around, it doesn't matter. This FT, whatever it was, is it FTC or FTX? It doesn't matter. We've forgotten all about that already because the news cycle controls our thinking. Now it's off the front page. So y'all done forgot all about it. All the people that done lost their life savings. Bernie, what's his name? The guy that was, on Wall Street. See, that's toxic. When something like that is allowed to go on for all those years, man, and then we make excuses for people like him. We'll say, oh, those people are just trying to be greedy. King B. Stacker says, Calvin, you're doing great there. Why would you ever want to come back here to live? That's insanity if you ever do. Live your great life and be happy. Thank you, brother. But it was a risk that I took. There wasn't nothing guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed in life. But I knew this was guaranteed. If I would have stayed in America in my situation, I'm not speaking for anybody else, I was going to be dead already. There's no ifs, ands, and buts either. I was going to be dead or in jail. The stress had grabbed a hold of me, and there was nothing I could do but leave. And that's what I did. And it was the best decision I ever made up to this point. Okay. R68 DVR says, I have a state pension in addition to my 401k. I'm good here or anywhere. And see, that's the problem too. And congratulations, brother. But we think, oh, I'm good and forget about everybody else. Just because I'm good, that means America's good. It doesn't matter that millions upon millions of people are suffering. See, that's in denial. That's when you're in denial. You know, police come running up in my house. We don't even know the law over there. The laws are toxic over there. And I couldn't do anything about it. They ran up in my house, the SWAT team did, by mistake, by the way. Okay, tore up my house, traumatized my family, and there was nothing I could do about it. I fought them for 2 years. They have something called qualified immunity. And you tell me that's toxic, you don't even know what you're facing over there. I went on right after that happened. You can ask my friends over in America if I didn't do this, trying to educate people on the Patriot Act and different things like that. They don't want to hear it. We're distracted. Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys, and all that other foolishness over there. So you don't really know what you're facing over there. It's easy to be in denial because they'll give you a car loan to get that truck or that house over there, man. It's toxic over there in America. Racism ain't went nowhere. Cynicism is still there. If I don't have a suit and tie in America, people cross the street. The minute I put a suit and tie on, now they're going to give me just a little of the benefit of the doubt. As an insurance agent for 18 years, every single day I wore a suit and tie. He said, well, why, Calvin? They had already relaxed that years ago. You can wear a polo shirt. You can wear khakis with penny loafers. Not me, not working in the state of Kentucky and not with any idea of taking care of my family. I had to wear a suit and tie every damn day. So, you know, hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, tax the holy hell over here. But some guys have made it out, and those are the ones who want to look back on us and say, oh, if you'd have did this and you did that. We did everything we're supposed to do. But yeah, let's get back on the subject, man. We're stuck over here, and we decided to stay in Cebu City instead of riding the van to Toledo, see, because there's very few options in Toledo. See, to stay, you know, pension houses and stuff. Even the locals, they went on Facebook asking, hey, where's a pension house? Where's a hotel? There's very few options there. So we decided to just stay here and ride the storm out or whatever it is. And I'm glad we did. I'm going to do a video because I'm trying to help people. A lot of people are coming over now. They got questions about Airbnbs, hotels. I'm gonna review this Airbnb we're in now, Horizons 101. And then I found another place. It's called the Cebu Mini Hotel. And I want to see what this is about. It's brand new, $16 per night, and the pictures look good. So we're gonna stay one night there and see what that's all about. I'm gonna review that and put that out there just to kind of help y'all with some decisions. Because I gave some recommendations when you come over here. And the gentleman asked earlier, he said, Calvin, what's the best way to find a long-term place? It's boots on the ground. Every place I've ever had in the Philippines, there's always boots on the ground. It's never in the paper. Because you're going to run into something there. Even boots on the ground, you may run into something if you have a real estate agent showing you the property. Marilyn helped me to this because I didn't know. And she was like, yeah, they want X, Y, and Z for this house, but that's only because her commission is on top of that. So, yeah, but the weather here is strange right now, but it usually rains around this time because every Sunulu, and matter of fact, that was the Sunulu in 2012, not 2011 that I went to. I can't remember if it rained there, but I'm sure it did. But 2019 it did. It's certainly going to rain now. It's raining, a steady rain. The wind picked up so much last night, and it felt good, really. As a Westerner, you're like, this is perfect weather. But Filipinos, they were cold, and it got so good that You see the Westerners in this building, they took their chairs out and they was just sitting outside, man. It was really nice. But yeah, we're stuck here at least for one more night. If not, we may have to do that. Go from here to Dumageddon and then catch Dumageddon, catch the bus. If that doesn't clear up, that's another option we've got. The Balance of Life says Calvin, the American dream is a fantasy. Most will find out when they retire, leaning more towards moving somewhere in Asia every day. Social Security is a joke. And then, okay, it is the American dream is just not for Americans. Even the guys who finally make it to the top, they can't stay up there. It's just too hard. It's just too difficult. So you compromise with yourself and you say, "Oh, I'm doing good," but in all actuality, something's missing there. No one has the perfect life. We're just saying, just like he said, no country's perfect, no human's perfect. I just want a balance, man. And that's all I ask for. I want a balance, family, work, bills, career and things like that. That's all. I'm not asking for a whole lot. I was out of balance over there. Andre 92, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, can you explain the 6 months passport waiting period? I think I got that confused. Yeah, what they're saying is you have to have 6 months left at least 6 months left on your passport before it expires, before you can get into the Philippines. Now, it doesn't have to be 6 months old. The Philippines can be your first stamp. Mexico was my first stamp because I won a trip with the insurance, with the marketing organization that I was dealing with. They were going to Mexico. Well, I didn't have me or my wife at the time, we didn't have a passport. So we had to hurry up and apply for a passport. We got it back. And Mexico was our first. We got our passports back and we literally left within that week. That's how quick it was. So no, you have to at least have 6 months left before your passport expires. Oh, you're welcome, brother. RV says, don't buy properties here without land titles. That's great advice. That's excellent advice. A lot of people over here, locals and foreigners, they're getting killed and they're having problems with land disputes. If you can't, and sometimes it takes a long time to get a clear title. I was talking to the guy Mike the other day. Remember, I put him on my community page. It was his birthday. Him and his wife, they've been together over 20-something years. And, see, it's the American dream for her. She's over there, right, working. Guess what? Investing over here. Smart. Lady smart. They're both smart, really. But, see, it's the American dream for her. But try to imagine, you're an American. I'm talking about the vast majority of Americans. I'm not talking about the 5%. You got you got the 10% of the 1%. Those are the really, really just stupid wealthy people, Elon Musk and all that. Then you got the 1%. Then you got that 4%. Then you got everybody else, man. Studies have been done, guys. This isn't something I'm making up. This is something I discovered. That a survey was done of 100 people when they were 25 years old. They asked them what they were going to be doing with their life. Fast forward when they were 65. Guess what? Out of that 100, 1 was rich, 4 was financially independent, 65 of them were depending on the government for their finances, and the rest were broke or dead. So this isn't something I'm making up. It's something done a long time ago. They saw the writing on the wall a long time ago. The rest of this stuff is propaganda. But when I tell you that it's propaganda, you don't believe it. because you don't read for yourself. You don't think for yourself. You just sit there and let that stuff be fed into you. Hell, you know right from wrong now. Yeah, this is what he said. Orchid King said, guys, please make sure you have 6 months to a year on your passport. As I had to leave my daughter at the Cambodian border when we did a visa run here in Thailand. Wow. No, no. Rona is my ex-wife. She's a good woman, an excellent woman. We never had any problems when we were married. Our problems started when she decided to go back home. I wasn't going home, but I get it. Okay. But our marriage was, was the sacrifice of that. I get it. You've been here your whole life. You get a chance to live in America. You're going. You see, she saw the Philippines as her problem. And so she got out and went to America as her solution. Well, I never signed up for that. Um, Being alone. When you're with a Filipino, you're used to, and I saw a troll on her saying, anybody want to tune up? You're used to that tune up with free oil change and lube job every single day. I wasn't not going to go 6 months without that. I'm sorry. Call me weak, call me shallow. I didn't sign up for that. It's not part of her culture either. But no, she hasn't tried to talk to any of my friends about hooking up. But there has to be some reason. The reason she probably hasn't filed for divorce is because what I've found out is people around the world, procrastination grabs a hold of us. And okay, I'll do it next week. Then that turns into next month, next year. That's all it is. And then pretty soon, 3 years has passed. There's no, she's living with another man. I'm obviously living with another woman. We're living good lives, different lives. We went on, but the fact that she won't file divorce, which could be easy because it happened to me in my first marriage. I filed for divorce, right? But nothing happened. My wife never showed up. The lawyer I had, he didn't press the issue because you got 20 business days to respond to the sheriff serves them the papers. You got 20 business days to answer that. Well, she didn't answer. They should have granted the divorce then, but I had a piss poor lawyer. So I left and went to the Philippines. Well, while I was gone, now she goes down to the not the benevolent society, what do they call it, when you can go get a free lawyer in America. And they went through the same thing. But their lawyer, because I didn't answer in 20 business days, she was granted the divorce. It's that easy. Okay. But she doesn't believe me. She won't do it. He says, let's see. Wait. The First Amendment education said, Calvin. No. He says, these Filipinos over in the U.S. know all the loopholes, sneaky laws that most of the men don't even know who are watching this program, probably. Well, they're smart. And we don't give them credit for being smart. Most of the women we deal with online, see, because when I talk about Filipinos, I'm talking about the ones that we meet online. Not all Filipinos. I'm not going to generalize that. I'm talking about the ones online. A lot of them have college educations, man. A lot of them are more intelligent than us. They're more patient than us. They know what they want already. They know what they know what they want to get out of the foreigner. They're not confused. They know what they want out of the relationship. They know already, and that's why they end up winning. Because we come over here, we don't want to listen to nobody. We don't want help. We don't want to put our heads together to try to figure this out. We want to do it by ourselves. And we end up losing. But yeah, they know a whole lot more than you give them credit for. And that's why a lot of them go from absolutely nothing to the top of the heap in a very short time at our expense. Okay? Because all we're looking at is whatever we're looking at. And she's going to say, okay, I can give you that. I'm going to give it to the man over here anyway. Why not give it to you? Okay. And I'm going to get the house and the lot because that's what's important to a lot of Filipinos, man. They want that house and lot, man. And once you give them the house and lot, then you're going to see what you really got. Then you're going to see, okay, is this woman really with me for me? Or is she just with me for the free ride? Because once they get their house and lot, if they don't want you, they're going to get rid of you. You're going to see a change. He says, Calvin, if she stayed married to you for more than 10 years or so, if you have a larger Social Security, she can take yours instead of hers. That's probably why she doesn't want a divorce. Another law, yeah. You know, I'm not really worried about that. I think somebody over there obviously has gotten in her head and said, hey, look, it's almost 10 years when you know, which I wouldn't care if she had her own, if she got my Social Security, because she probably earned it. We were together for 8.5 years, okay? She probably earned it, man. You know, she was a great wife. We never had any problems. I don't have a problem with her, you know, getting, you know, a Social Security off my name. She's got my son. She's got our son. That's not what I'm worried about. I just want her to do what's right. I've been too good to her. Okay, I changed her life for the better. The least you can do is just give me my divorce. Stop listening to those people over there, whoever you're listening to, because guess what? When you were struggling over here, they didn't give a damn about you. Okay, when you were eating rice and salt, which is what she said, not me, they didn't care. Okay, but now all of a sudden, they know what's best for your life than me. Mike Smith says, regarding passports, anytime you have less than 1 year on your passport, you have the option to get it renewed if you choose to do so. Thank you. And that's probably good. You don't want to wait till the last minute because it's going to take a while to get it anyway. What are they doing now? Anybody's got a new passport? Because I'm impatient. I always uh, get mine expedited. I always pay the extra, whatever it was. It's not much extra, but I always paid that extra $100 or whatever it was. I wanted it. I wanted mine in 2 weeks. Techman John says, any recommendations for erectile dysfunction? I don't know. Anybody got any? Yeah, legal aid. That's what it is, Jacob. Anybody got anything for him? Erectile dysfunction. They've got a lot of, what about the Tonkat Ali? You know, it must work because Filipinos they're very shy to go into the pharmacy to ask for that. But you know, you can get that over here, and that's supposed to be good for your testosterone levels and all that stuff. But yeah, they basically go in there and whisper it, you know. But it's over here. They got a lot of natural. See, that's what I like about being over here. Everything is not in pill form. When I hurt my knee, hell, Marilyn and her mother, they wrapped some type of leaves around my knees to drain the swelling and stuff. They do all kinds of stuff like that over here. We're the ones that taking all the prescription medication over there. See, that's toxic, guys. Y'all don't even realize it. If you got a problem here, here's a pill for it. But y'all don't think that's being toxic. Y'all think that's normal, even though we're only 4% of the population because we bought into that. It's called indoctrination. From the time you go to school to the time you get out of school, you're being indoctrinated on the ways of the country. And the things that we think are normal in the world, no, they're normal in America. When somebody wins the championship, they're not the world champions, but that's what we call them, world champions. No, you're the NBA champion or the NFL champion. You're not the world champions. But this is the stuff we get.
That bingo?
We're indoctrinized, man. Hey, what's going on, Beach of Life? You say, hey, guys, I'm driving to the airport for my flight to the Philippines. I'm sort of not in chat. Welcome back, brother. Yeah, he can vouch for you. He's been outside the States and he's been in the States. Is there a difference, Mike? Oh, he said the first wife who was married to you for 10 years. Oh, no, we were married for 18 years. And like I said, man, these women, they deserve, if they get, I'm only 7 years older than my first American wife. She earned that. She's the mother of my children, man. I don't have, see, that's the toxic thing that's going on in America too. I don't have anything against the women over there. They didn't fit my qualifications. I didn't, so I left. I went somewhere else, but I don't have a problem with her. Okay, when we were together, yeah, that's why I left. I had a problem, but I don't wish bad luck on her. If my Social Security, which is going to be bigger than hers, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with her getting that because it's not going to affect my Social Security. See, I don't want any harm to come to her. She's the mother of my 4 daughters over there. I don't care about that. I'm not that petty because I'm going to get mad, man. See, a lot of guys and men and women that watch my channel, and I was talking to this about Mark, you fail to realize one thing. It's not so much what I'm saying, it's what I'm doing. I've come over here and I've recreated my life. I was recreating my life before my channel. I'm showing you that it's possible. There's so many men have done it, but they just don't have a YouTube channel. I see it with my own eyes over here. They're happy. They're free over here. They got new lives, really, basically, new lives, but they're not looking at that. They'll come back and say, oh, well, you said this and that. Don't pay too much attention to what I'm saying. Look at what I'm doing. Because we love to argue over there. If you're not satisfied with whatever country you're living in right now, there's options. This turned out to be a good option for me. My decision is looking better and better every single day. When I see what's going on over there, when I meet guys who come over here. Callie T says after 10 years, they get alimony for life. Get out before 10 years if possible. Well, you can't get something for nothing. Right now, I'm earning about 1,200 to 1,300 per month on my renewal income, right? Because, it changes every year. It usually goes down a little bit after the annual enrollment period. The YouTube income, man, they're never going to really use that because it's not, and if they do, then all I'd have to do is get rid of my YouTube channel and then go back to court and change that because it's not really a fixed income. Anything can happen. If you're earning 1,000, 1,500 a month or something like that on YouTube, they're going to, of course, I got to file taxes on that. And if I take that and my renewal and we go to court and she tries to, more than likely, she's going to be earning more than me anyhow, Callie T. See, when I got custody of my 2 youngest daughters in 2013, the very first thing that the judge asked me was, Mr. Roach, do you want child support? And you know what I said? I said, no. Just tell her to leave me alone. She doesn't have anything. I don't want harm brought to her. But I could have got child support from her and would have caused a firestorm. She probably would have killed me if I'd have did that. My life's worth more than what was she going to get? What was I going to get, 500 or 600 a month for that? But that's the toxic thinking that I'm glad I escaped from. I'm not petty like that. I don't give a damn, if a woman gets my pension, well, as long as it's not my pension. If she gets something from the government over there based on what I've done, okay. Yeah. You're right. But he was just asking me a question. Yeah, Viagra. This guy says Jabril Dibba says Viagra can help if he can get that. If he's really being serious, Jabril. But a lot of times they'll jump on here with that foolishness. Anything to do with well, yeah, hot tenderoni over here, that helps. Because they told me my equipment. No, they didn't tell me. I thought my equipment was broke before I got over here because my wife wasn't doing it for me over there. I mean, I'd be embarrassed. I'm like, well, hell, I can't even get on hard. You're not even turning me on, you know. And I'm thinking, well, I guess it's my thinking because I'm only 45 at the time. That's young. That's very young. I'm thinking, well, maybe this is the year maybe this is what they're talking about as you get older, you know, that your equipment stops working. Man, I came over here, man. The minute I landed on the plane, I seen that woman with that sign with my name on it, shaped like that. I've been hard ever since, man. I haven't went down ever since. But a lot of it with men is mental too. Sex is mental. But yeah, I thought I was done, man. I was like, well, okay, I ain't gonna have no more kids. Um, yeah, you're right about this. The First Amendment education. You say you shouldn't pay taxes on your 1099 or other income because of foreign earned income exemptions. You're 330 days outside the USA. You're tax free up to 108,000. Yeah, I use that exemption, but remember that's because the company YouTube and the insurance companies that I work for, they're all based in the United States, and the money's going to a U.S. bank. That's the only way I was able to get that. If I was actually working in the Philippines, I don't think I could uh, take that exemption. But I'm not a law. We're just working. If the United States considers this a 1099, okay, but I'm working remotely. I don't work for a Filipino company. Nothing that I earned comes from the Philippines or the Filipino people. You're listening to these trolls and they'll try to convince you guys that we're taking something from the people over here. We're not. They're saying, oh, you're working over there, you're not paying taxes. It's not true. I do something that I'm not um, required to do, and that's I give back. And all my stuff is transparent. I've given away half of my YouTube earnings back to the Filipino people by way of my spin wheels and everything like that. I'm not a charity. It comes out of my pocket, and that spin wheel's a game. Okay, but they never talk about that. But you can go to my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page if you're confused about anything like that. But he's right. I took that exemption, and I'm actually going to have to amend my taxes from 2020 and 2021 to reflect that. See? He said new stuff is a good enhancement. It is. It really is, man. It's one thing that a beautiful young Filipino will do for you, and she will reinvigorate your life, man. Women over here, they recycle us, man. It's really all it is, man. I sat down, me and Merlin, we were waiting for this unit to get clean. We were in a coffee shop yesterday, and I saw so many just wonderful stories, really. We're looking at men and these beautiful young women that they're with, and we know what's happened because we're living it. These guys, their life, they're rejuvenated, they're reinvigorated, they're recycled, because there's no way in hell that they would have these type of women in their own countries. I'm talking about they had some stunners, anywhere from young all the way to middle-aged Filipinos yesterday. I saw they ran the gamut. And that's what happens to us over here. And people, they want to knock us for it, but we both benefit. The woman benefits and we benefit. But yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I guarantee you, I'm telling you what happened to me. when I came over here, I thought that I was done. The first night, from the first night all the way now, going on 14 years, man. I haven't been without loving and affection and intimacy because they're going to give it to you, man. As long as, see, I've got a woman, a good woman, and you will know you got one of the ways that you will know you have a good woman over here if she understands the unspoken agreement. See, my woman understands the unspoken agreement. She's laying here now. She understands that. She understands it fully. For anybody that's listening, when you say, oh, my woman's not asking me for money, okay, she's not going to ask you for money, but you better do what you're supposed to do. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, she's going to do what she's supposed to do. And they already know what they're supposed to do. You know, because I asked Merle, I said, do you ever get tired of me? You know, because I've got a high sex drive. She said, no, just don't be out here screwing somebody else. I'd rather you screw me than screw somebody else. See, I got a grown woman that I deal with. I don't have some little child. A grown woman talks like that to you. She said, I don't have a problem. I'm glad, you know, as long as you're screwing me and you're not screwing somebody else. That's all she's worried about. Tita Child says, I believe sex is mental. I was scared my equipment was corrupted too, but that Filipino catfish made my nature right. It's going to do it unless there's something just, you know, irreversibly wrong with you. It's going to do it. And hey, Yoda Darnell, he says, hang in there. Thank you for that super chat. And unless you're just dead, it's going to work for you too. I don't know when the last time you've seen a 24, 25-year-old just, you know, soft and sweet woman, man, with, you know, just everything you could dream about in a woman. I don't know when the last time you've seen that. Merlin's 40, but hell, she looks 29. I mean, I can't keep my hands off of her. And I told her, I said, this even got worse now that you start working out. But they understand that. That's like a compliment to them. You know, because it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. If I'm not paying attention to her, if I'm not, you know, wanting her all the time, then she's going to wonder something. Or are you seeing somebody else? But yeah, when you get over here and you get a grown woman, she's going to talk to you like that, and she's going to treat you like you should be treated. You know, you think that Merlin doesn't understand how her life has changed. So you think, okay, that she's thinking in her mind, I know the life I'm living now. I'm so grateful, you know. So if you just want intimacy with me, if you want all of me and all of my love and attention, okay, I'm going to give it to you. Because you've already shown me you're committed. See, when guys get over here and, you know, I've got a friend and, you know, you have to put up with a lot of foolishness and there's no commitment there. You have no children. You're not married. You haven't built a house. You haven't done anything. Guys, don't put up with that. You don't have to. Just move on. Just go on and move on. You don't have to deal with all of that stuff, you know, but it's a difference. See, when a man has commitment, then you're in a whole different ball game. You're not a simp. That's the toxic attitude over there that, oh, if a man takes care of his woman, he's a simp. Come on, man. It's foolishness. You know, that's being a man. See, that's what they did in my father's day. You take care of your family and your wife. A lot of times, my mother knew my father had 2 other families. But what was she going to do? Let him go? Okay. And then who's going to pay the bills back in those days? He was paying the bills. You know, just respect me. Don't bring it around my doorstep. Now, because they knew it was a possibility. They knew men back then. Now, women today, they don't know a man, really. They only know what's on social media. They don't realize men are hunters. That a man can go out and have a sexual relationship with a woman, but still be in love with you and never have any idea or any intention in his mind to leave you. But they don't understand that in 2023, when that's a 100% fact, because we're hunters. But they knew that back then. And they said, as long as you don't bring that stuff around me, I'm fine. Just keep on paying the bills, keep respecting me, keep taking care of me, because what you don't know won't hurt you. You can't control somebody 100%. Chase Uber says, Calvin, as I learned from you, I would never take P9 to USA. Well, I didn't say that. I said, I'm talking about the risk that you run when you take a Filipino to the United States. Most of them work out, man. I'm just telling you the risk. Every last one except for one and me, so it'd be two. But like I said, we were living good over there together for 8.5 years. But I'm saying the majority of the Filipinos that where the man came over here, did the K1 visa, brought them back, or married them and brought them back, that were in our little circle, they're still together. Now, there was a couple of expats who got lucky over there, ended up meeting the woman when she was separated. I just got a divorce and everything like that. See, they get lucky. They don't have to make the long trip over here. They don't have to meet the family. They don't have to try the foods or any of that else. They don't have to learn a lick of Tagalog. But it was only a few of those. But I was just telling you the risk involved. And there's a lot of risk. Hayward Robinson said that all the beautiful women in the Philippines, what made Maryland stick out? Well, a guy asked me something like that today. He said, Calvin, how many women did you deal with before you met Maryland? And I told him, I said, quite a few, because I didn't know who a good Filipino was. I didn't know what constituted a good woman over here. In every relationship I had, I learned a little bit from each woman. And then by the time I met Maryland, I was like, well, hell, the greatest lesson I learned was if you have a good woman over here, there's no upgrading. You're going to just get another, if you're lucky, you're going to get another good woman. She's just going to look different. I think what Maryland stuck out, the qualities that made her stick out was she was older and more mature, Haywood. She's the oldest woman that I've ever dealt with over here. And she's not old. When I met Marilyn, she was 36. But when I met my wife, she was 24. When I met my son's mother, she was 24. You see what I'm saying? And when you stick around somebody for a while, one thing that made all the Philippines I've ever dealt with over here is this. They don't have enemies. None of the women that I've dealt with over here have enemies. Maryland doesn't have one enemy. And the more that we hung around, Maryland likes to read. I like to read. We like the same music. We bonded on Johnny Gill. We bonded on, when we were on Siquijor Island and they had a brownout and all the lights was out, only was the stars up there, man. We bonded on Johnny Gill and the music that I had on my phone. So it wasn't like, she stuck out. It was just, it took a while for me to realize this woman, I could probably make it with her. And then, she can get things done. She knows everybody in St. Carlos City. We wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for her. We got there at 10 o'clock. They shut off the ticket sales and everything. They said, oh, you can't buy a ticket on the boat. See, she's persistent. See, so she never gave up until we got on the damn boat. We didn't even have a ticket. All we had was the terminal fee stubs. We got on that damn boat. Then the man came around. We were already an hour into the trip and asked for the money for the ticket. So yeah, it really wasn't nothing that stuck out other than the fact I like slim women, first of all. So if something did stick out, she had that type of shape that I like. And now it's even enhanced with these weights and stuff. But I like a slim, thick woman. And when we went to Sikiwa Island, and on our first date, I was like, wow. But it's hard, man. You got to look beyond the surface, Haywood. I hate to tell you, Hayward. And that's what a lot of us, we can't get past the surface. Ragjam Rock says, my grandmother used to say, every man is a hunter, and a piece of a man is better than no man at all. But they were smart, man. See, I mean, if you got a real good man that checks off all the boxes, your boxes, and you find out, he went over there and had an affair with him. You mean to tell me that you're gonna cut that man off, when you may never find another man like that again in your whole entire life? I don't think an intelligent woman would do that. You don't see what's her name? They broke up, the Boston Celtics coach, and what's that lady's name? Because he fooled around with that trainer or whatever it was with the Boston Celtics. Do you really think that LeBron James is being um, faithful to his wife? I mean, if you do, then you really, you've been drinking the Kool-Aid over there. Okay. Okay, the Orchid King says, if you won't, send Calvin an email, ask him for my number. Seems like we're in the same boat. I got my two girls with me. Oh, okay, Yusuf. Okay, yeah. Dana says, Calvin, my Filipina is the finest 50-year-old in the Philippines. So at 73 years old, there's no place that I'd rather be than at home at night with her. Absolutely. But for some reason, we get picky, Dana, when we get over here. Because they done told us, we're in on that inside secret, that Filipinos, they really don't care what we look like. But what we'll do is we'll come over and then we'll get picky. Now we don't want, she's too old, because we know that my boy got a 25-year-old. I want a 25-year-old. Well, that might not be the one for you. You got to get in where you fit in over here, and you got to look beyond the surface. Because I'm going to tell you something, man, be careful what you wish for. A lot of guys over here, they want these young women, man. You really can't handle them, man. I ran into that before. I wasn't quite 50 yet. And I ran into a young lady, I think she was 22 or something like that. I mean, she knocked my socks off. It wasn't nothing I could do with her. People say, oh, yeah, Calvin, you don't do it 3 times a day. I do most times, but not 3 times a night. This girl wanted it 3 times a night in a row like that, and I'm like, man, I can't do it. I left with my tail between my legs, I was embarrassed, no matter what I did, it wasn't enough. She was a nymphomaniac, but she just looked like a regular Filipino to me, and I'm thinking, yeah, you meet one Filipino, you meet them all. It's not true. You gonna come over here and, luckily I wasn't one of you guys that come over here and marry them as soon as I see him, because she was fine, and she was young, she had perfect teeth, perfect smile, everything. Good thing I didn't marry her. It wouldn't have lasted long, because I couldn't keep up with her, man. See, the child says Merle is a mature Filipino who is leading by example. Both of you are living the best life. Here's one compliment that Marilyn really likes. Of all her friends that are dealing with foreigners, they say she's the only one that didn't change, that she's the same as she was. And I can see it all the time, man. When I was talking to Mark's wife, she said, Calvin, I had to stop dealing with a lot of my good friends over in America, because they've forgotten where they come from. They changed. The husbands got a little money, they get over here, they get a job, and now all of a sudden they forgot where they come from. They don't even want to acknowledge that they're poor, their beginnings. You can't forget where you come from. And Maryland hasn't changed. Hey, what's going on, Franz? Thanks for that super, JJ. Ran with your tail between your legs. I did, man. I mean, it was really, I couldn't wait to morning time because I was like, I can't keep up with this young girl. I mean, you know how it is when you're ready, and you know that first one is always the best one. But then you're like, you sitting there, I'm trying to catch my breath, I'm huffing and puffing. Now all of a sudden, here she comes again. Come on, you all sensitive, and then she biting your breast and pounding you and trying to get things going, and then you sitting there. It's really just you're putting on a performance now because you ain't gonna come to no type of climax at all. And this was all night, man. And I was like, nah, I can't deal with this. So be careful what you wish for, man, over here, man. A lot of you guys need to get in where you fit in. Because these young girls over here, man, I did a video a long time ago. I guess I got to do an update. Filipinos are widow makers, man. So many guys that die over here trying to deal with these young girls. Because you don't know that you can't handle it till you don't know you can't handle it. Some guy, man, and I talked about it in the video. He was in his 50s. I think he was 57. She was 20 or 21. They had just gotten married. The Facebook post, okay, is her and him. Okay, they're getting married, and I think they got married a civil wedding, right? That's the first picture. The second picture, they're back at the hotel. He's got his shirt off. He's smiling, And then the third picture, man, was him on the damn gurney in the hospital. He was dead. He had a heart attack, and she was asking people for donations, okay, to help cremate him and everything like that. It's happened all in the same day, trying to fool with these young girls because sometimes our eyes are hungrier than our stomachs, man. You see these women, you think you can keep going, man. You can't keep going. And, if you got any type of heart issues or anything like that. So, I'm glad I'm with who I am with because that way I'm able to pace myself. People's like, oh, you can't do it 3 times a day. I can. It's easy to do that. You do it in the morning, you do it in the afternoon, and then you do it at night before you go to bed. If that's the case, But 3 times in the matter of an hour, no, you can't do that, man. Not when you're gonna hurt yourself. Yeah, he says, LOL, he said, young, beautiful, no children Filipino typically cost more to maintain. It's no different than America. 8, 9, 10 young women with no kids cost more to date. It's the same no matter the country. Well, I got to disagree with you, man, because when I met my son's mother, she was about as fine as a woman I'd ever been with, but she didn't, she wasn't worldly, man. She had worked her whole life. She'd been working since she was like 10 years old. She had to work to put herself through high school because her mother wanted her to stop going to school. She says, hey, I can't afford to, buy you your uniforms and then, the stuff for your projects and stuff like that. So she wanted her to drop out of school. She said, no. So she sold coconuts on the street in the Philippines from sun up to sundown. She took off 1 year of school to finance that. Her hands would be yellow at the end of the night. But nah, she wasn't hard to maintain. Do you got those type of women over here? Yeah, if they've already been with a foreigner, but it's not typically not in their culture. They're not raised like that. No one had ever told her she was beautiful, but me and my mother. Now, yeah, we're different. We're dealing with a different era now. They're all over the internet now. Everybody's telling the Filipina how beautiful she is. So, pretty soon they start believing it. But I'm talking about the ones we meet online, guys. It's some stunners online. It's some stunners online because I don't care what they look like. A lot of them are insecure. They give you the benefit of the doubt. They think that you are a worldly man no matter who you are. You're a man of means and influence. You're a high value man the minute you get off the plane. We under value ourselves over here. Man, I'm going to tell you the respect that you get when you come over here as a foreign man. Y'all don't believe it. Are you not able to take advantage of that? Because your thinking says, oh, I'm not all that for real. But yeah, if you know how to conduct yourself, the fact that Filipinos think that all foreign men are rich, it's not a bad thing, man, if you know what you're doing. People, it's none of my business what people think. You know, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. You're going to be able to learn a whole lot more about the woman and get a lot of the fruits that come along with that because of what she thinks, not because of what you think. But we'll mess it up bringing that Western thinking over here. We'll think, oh, she's single, she's beautiful, she don't have no kids. It's going to cost more to maintain. That's not true, man. It's not true. Not in my experience. Maybe in your experience it has. Chase Uber, thanks for that super chase. Calvin, sir, the knowledge you shared made my 5-week trip to the Philippines the greatest. Just came back December 31st, 22. I only learned about the fields last September. Thanks, Calvin. Oh, man. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what floats my boat right there. It's not the views, man. It's not the subscribers. They can have all that. It's the community, man, that's growing up around me is what I like. See, and stories like this. And say, hey, man, you know, Franz is over here. He'll tell you. He was telling Mark's wife. He said, you know, I'm over here because I started watching his channel. Now, you asked him what kind of life he's living over here. Yeah, he's 43 years old, man, with a nice pension, you know, women all over him. He can't even go anywhere, really. Okay, Mark's wife's family, hell, they wanted to take pictures with Franz like he was a celebrity because they probably think, you know, he's, you know, a basketball player or something. He's 6'4", you know, 250. He's a young guy, you know, and then, you know, he's not old and broken down like they think most of us are over here. And, you know, in their situation, other than Mark, he's probably the third black man they've ever seen because they live in the deep, deep province up there. They saw all these buildings in Cebu, man, about lost their mind. They couldn't believe it. It was like they were in another world and they were still in the Philippines. What's up, Brian Smith? He says, why do you think so many beautiful Filipinos over there are insecure, Calvin? It's just their culture, man. They're humble. It's really what it is. And if you got 10 beautiful women that you around all the time, hell, might be 10 beautiful women in your family. You're not going to think you're beautiful. Nobody's going to tell you you're beautiful anyway. And then remember, they got this view of beauty that's been presented out there. You know, if you don't have the white skin or the bright skin or the light skin, then you're not beautiful, man. Some beautiful women over here, man. And they got that creamy colored skin, that beige skin, but they don't think they're beautiful. Because, you know, the images out there, the people on TV, that they glutathione and all that, you know, they're white. And I told them, I said, white people aren't even white. Y'all turning yourself white. I mean, people over here, and you see Japanese, you see Chinese, Korean, they're white. And it's scary looking, man. This is the first time I seen it when I came to the Philippines in 2009. I'm over in Lapu-Lapu. I see a Japanese guy. I mean, he was as white as this cup, man. And I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. And I was like, wow. But yeah, I think that's what it is. See, they've been given a definition of beauty, the European definition of beauty. And a lot of them, believe it or not, they've never been anywhere. You got to realize it's only when we come over here, the minute they meet us, they change. It doesn't take the money that you give to change her. Just being around us is going to change her. The places you take her, the things you say to her. She's never going to be the same again. You know, she's going to start looking at herself, well, maybe I am nice looking. Why does he tell me that? Because they're skeptical. That's why you don't want to come over here trying to pick up a woman like that. You don't want to do it, man. You don't want to, you know how we do. Hey, baby, you looking good today. That's not going to work over here, man. They're going to run man, like they've seen the devil if you try to come like that. If you meet a woman on the street here, man, it's really, you really got to be slow with that. Yeah, man, it's true, man. He said, we can tell by your smile when we see you in pictures with the viewers. The community is what I like that you are building too. You're the reason I'm coming to the Philippines too, forever thankful. I'm proud of that, man, because when I came over for many, many years, I was by myself. I said, so if I'm going to have a, a YouTube channel, I'm going to make that part of my YouTube channel. I want people over here I can hang out with. Just the other day, I'm with Franz, I'm with Mark, I'm with his family. And this is like, I could do this just about, if I lived in Cebu, I could do it every day. But I lived in Cebu for 2 years, and it was nothing but crickets. No, because somebody said, hey, see, now they even got that social club here in Ayala. They didn't have that when I lived here. And that's where a lot of foreigners hang out. And you can go up there and conversate and, you know, heal the world and solve the world's problems up there. Colin B said, yes, women in the Philippines are loyal and they love hard. When they want you, they go all out to keep you. Yeah, and that's why you get that girlfriend experience. See, that's why, see, I'm going to want to tell you what the real girlfriend experience is. I've seen some of these Filipino vloggers try to tell you. They're not going to tell you guys really what that is. Okay. What the Filipina does to you the first night, she's going to do for the rest of the time you're together. So it's going to be up to you to put that together. You're in control of that. So if it's something you like, food wise, sexual wise, whatever, what conversation wise, it's that first night. It's going to go for the rest of the time. So if you like the tune up, the oil change, and the lube job, you better do that the first night. Because if you do, you're not going to have a problem. But if you don't, oh yeah, rest in peace, Bill Russell. And people was talking about Wilt Chamberlain, and they said, oh, he didn't have 20,000 women. He probably had up to that amount, close to it. And it's guys that come over here and play them type of games over here, believe it or not, because they know how easy it is. They'll go online and just keep on meeting girls because you can do that. There's some women online who never meet a man. They're just sitting on there waiting for you to come along. So then you meet them and they're ready. They're ready. Hey, meet me at the coffee place. Yeah. And you go through the little niceties, the little 20 questions. Then you're at the hotel. I've done it so many times, but see, I woke up because I'm the type of person, man. I started having feelings, man. I got compassion. It's inside of me. And that's when I stopped, man. That's when I said, well, this could go on for years if I wanted it to. But I saw where I was hurting people. People were getting hurt, man. But that's how easy it is. Going online is the easiest way to meet a woman here. It's not the best way, but it's the easiest way, man. You could literally stay online over here. You come over here, get online, and you could meet a woman every day. You could be with a different woman every day. If that's the type, if you don't have a conscience. I got a conscience, though. And eventually, though, you're going to meet your match eventually. Either somebody's going to shut you down and get you put out of the country, or you're going to meet somebody you're going to fall in love with. Because eventually it's going to happen. It's some stunners on that online. You don't think all the guys that you see, them guys are no better than you. They met those girls online. They didn't meet them. All these bloggers you see with these nice looking women, they met them online, guys. Don't let them fool you, okay? Any of your favorite bloggers that you see, they did not meet them right out there. The women didn't run up to them and, hey, I want to be with you and spend the rest of my life with you. No, they met them online. They're no different than you. 98% of the men who have a woman over here, they met them online. I've only met one woman over here that wasn't online. Of all the years I've been over here, all the women I've dealt with, only met one. But yeah, guys, I got to get off of here. I usually stay on a little bit longer, but we got to make sure we got everything packed together, and we got to get out here by 12. They don't play over here in Horizon 101. This is a beautiful place, though. A lot of foreigners here. Horizons 101. They got a swimming pool. They've got uh, gym. They've got 7-Eleven downstairs. They've got a coffee shop downstairs. It's right up the street from Robinson's, Fuentes, Osmina. They got the Fuentes Osmina Park. They've got Mango Square. It's all right in this little area. But we're going a little bit further. We're going closer to SM Mall. And I'm going to do a video of this place and where we're going now, just to give y'all some general ideas. So thank y'all so much for your super chat, your super stickers, your thumbs up, all of your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. Go on there and check out that video with the Mr. Poggy German. He made a mistake, man. He made that mistake. That girl was not 18, guys. Don't make the same mistake he made. See some ID, see a birth certificate before you get involved, because if the pressure comes down, she's going to change her story. She's going to act like, oh, he raped me or whatever, or, he took advantage of me. When in all actuality, it's a consensual meeting at first. See, now the girl he's with coming down. She said, oh, no, he did his neck. All you got to do is look at the video. You see, she was all in cahoots with it. But now that he's in trouble, it's a different story. Come over here, guys. There's so many women over here. You don't have to deal with that. But if you like them young like that, you better make sure that they're 18. All these guys out here talking about, oh, the age of consent is 12, well, they just moved it up to 16. That doesn't apply to you. They've got a Crimes Against Children Act over here. It's called Republic Act 7610. You cannot have relations with any child under 18 over here, or you're going to be in trouble. Okay, guys? Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.